Hey, how you doing, guys and girls? How you doing today? Thank you for joining me again. Let me take care of the social messaging. Gotta get better at promoting my own stuff. Yeah, confirm. That's Discord gone. Close that, and then Twitter. All right. What's this? And let's go back to... There you go. Okay, we are ready. How is everyone doing? So, I'm not gonna lie, we have a lot of things to do today. The end goal, however, the end goal is to be able to grab a group and sort a group complete with all the tasks. The same thing we can do with the tasks, we are going to achieve with the groups. That is the end goal. And also, once we achieve that, I think we are going to do it after, because then we will see how the code is going to look a lot better when we implement the sortable trait, which is going to make the code look a lot cleaner. So those are two things that we want to achieve today. And but the first thing that we need to do is we need to kill a very annoying bug that is the pain of my existence right now. Let me show you what I mean. And I'm going to preface this with the fact that I think, not I think, it's obviously my fault, but the problem is that I went too crazy with the nesting Livewire components. And I think because of the nature of how the DOM refreshes and how the DOM reacts to sorting items between two HTML elements, Livewire is having a terrible time trying to keep up with that. So I think we're going to have to pull back a little bit on the nesting. We are going to reaccommodate some of the UI elements so that at the end we still have clean code, but we only nest when we absolutely have to, and it's not going to cause problems in the backend. Because right now, this is what we have so far, but in theory, it's a little deceiving because it looks like it works. And as of now, I can grab this card, for example, and move it to another group. And if I refresh, everything stays the same, right? No problem. The problem happens if I, for example, grab this out of here and without refreshing, take it back. At that point, we have an error. And if I refresh, card number 2, it's still in its old position. And it's all because, let me open the console real quick. Let me refresh. Okay, I already did. So watch what happens. I move this here, no errors. But if I move it back, Livewire starts complaining about missing a component. I'm not totally sure why, but I think it's because after long debugging sessions, what I think is happening is, let me refresh actually. Really wish Art didn't have all of these warnings. So when I move this out of here, and in fact, I'm gonna move it up here so that it's easier to explain. So right now, this group is a Livewire component. And that Livewire component has a list of all of its children in kind of an array in the snapshot of the component. So it knows that it has 3 IDs as children. And then we have the actual HTML elements with the wire IDs matching those in the snapshot of the parent component. Problem is that when I move this out of there, the sorting event is happening on this component here. So this group is being sorted, and the parent component is being able to update all of its children because the event happened here. But, and I don't know why, and I couldn't for my life make it work. This guy still has in its list of children still has this card number 2 because it never updated. The item disappeared from the list of children. The HTML element that was in the children is no longer there, but in the snapshot of the parent component, there is still a reference to that element in this list. I tried a million things, like sending signals to the old group and trying to refresh, but I couldn't make it work. So that's the problem that we have right now. So we are missing a reference. Now, what did work was pulling back on the nesting. So if we manage to rearrange the elements and not nest components where we don't have to, then everything works fine. So we don't have to deal with Livewire losing references to children if the actual HTML element is not a Livewire component, it's just HTML. So what I came up with, let me take this back here. We have an error, of course. Take it back. So this is what I come up with. And this is what we're going to do first, because if we don't, then we are not going to be able to get to the sorting of the groups. This is the basic layout that I come up with that I'm pretty certain it works. So we are going to move a lot of stuff around, mostly just moving functionality from one component into another. And if there's a component that needs not to be a component anymore, then we're going to just move all of its content into another component. First of all, we're going to create a new view. It's going to be a dashboard, because right now I don't like the fact that we are using the board component as the content for the header, the sidebar, everything. So we're going to put all of that into a regular view, which is going to be called dashboard. In that dashboard, we're going to have the board component. That board component is going to be a Livewire component, and also, very important, later on we are going to make that board component a sorting element, a sortable element. Well, not sortable, a sorting parent element. Basically, an element that can have things that can be sorted. So we're going to make that. We're going to make the board a sortable parent. And then inside that board, we're going to nest another Livewire component, which is going to be the group. This group is also a sortable parent, but also, I am saying also a lot. So this is going to be a sortable parent as well, but at the end of this session is going to be a sortable item as well. So it's going to be one of the things that we can sort within the board. And then inside this group Livewire component, we are going to have the edit group Livewire component. I noticed that one doesn't have any problems, so we're going to keep it. But the one that we are going to expand is the task. So we're going to take the task out of a Livewire component and just put it inline inside the group Livewire component. So we're just going to take the HTML from it, and we're going to take the functionality from the component and move it into the group Livewire component. Then we have the add task Livewire component. Again, that one didn't cause any problems when I was testing, so we're going to keep it like that. Now, the add group form, that one did that one did cause problems, the same problems where we are losing its reference. So we're going to just take the add group form and just put it inline inside the group Kanban, the group component. And then the edit task. We need to rethink what are we doing with the edit task, because right now every task is a dialog. So for every task, we have a dialog component, blade component. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an edit task Livewire component. And in it, I'm just going to put the form for edit task. And then whenever you click on a task here in the group component, I'm basically just going to emit a signal, dispatch an event that is going to send the task that we're editing to this Livewire component, and then show a dialog. But the dialog is going to be at the same level of the Kanban board. Sorry for the long explanation, but I just wanted to have a clear idea of what we're going to do, because we're going to move a lot of stuff around, and we are going to come back to this probably to make sure that we are following the desired structure. And at the end of the night, we're going to have a lot of things that we're not using. I don't know if we're going to. I don't know if I want to delete them yet or not, because maybe we'll need reference. But yeah, we're going to have a bunch of components that we are not going to be using anymore. Just a heads up. All right, let's begin. Let's start with the dashboard view. Oh, before we begin, I did a few changes off camera. Nothing too special. I modified the database seeder, basically just to have two groups with tasks, so that I don't have to add another group every time I'm testing. So I'm just having adding two groups here, and adding tasks to both of those groups. And also I fixed the text input ring when we have errors, because I discovered that I was basically overriding the ring on this class in the component itself. So I just removed the ring gray and dark ring white 20 from here, and I'm adding that conditionally in the add task form here. And I'm just saying, if there are no errors, if the error bag is empty, I'm just setting the ring to gray. But if there are errors, I'm setting the ring to a red color. If error has description, I set it to red, and if there are no errors, I set it to gray, and that worked. And then what else did I do? Yeah, I just cleaned up this component, which is the sidebar. It has this scroll bar width thin. I didn't need that. And also in the layout file, I noticed that I had this Livewire scripts config and the vite directives for the scripts. I had it inside this div here, so I just moved it one level down, just right before the body. That's all. All right, now that we have that clear and out of the way, let's start working. I'm gonna create a new view. PHP artisan, make view, and let's call it dashboard. Let's open that dashboard view, and this is going to use the layout file. So we can say X Kanban layout, was it? Let's make sure we have app, view, components, Kanban layout. Yeah, so this is the layout. And basically what I want to do here is just take whatever we have in the board component. So let's go into Livewire, Kanban. Where is it? It's not in this folder. It's right. Where is it? Board, right here. So I'm going to take all of this and just take it out into the view. And then so yeah, let's start with that. I'm going to take all of this, yank it out of here. And just paste it here. Okay. So we have the layout. The layout has a slot for the sidebar. That's fine. That all stays the same, except now I'm going to leave the header, but this part here, this is going to turn into a Livewire component. So let's remove that. Here I want to say Livewire board. And I probably want to move this into the Kanban folder just for organization's sake. Kanban board, like so. Hey, Junior, good stuff, man. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're here. So, okay. I have to move that now because if I don't, it's going to complain. So let's start with the class. We have the board class here. Let's move it into the Kanban folder. Yes. Let's open that. Change the namespace. And then this one, I want to move the view as well. Livewire Kanban board. Now let's go down here, take that board view and move it into the Kanban. Don't ask me again. If I'm doing it, I'm doing it. Please, VS Code. Respect my decision. Thank you. Okay, so now we have the board in there. Your pet admin panel is really helpful. I'm building something a bit similar to it for my university project. I'm glad I can help. I know how stressful those projects can be, so I'm glad I'm helping you in some way. And again, if you have any questions, don't forget I have a Discord server. The link is in the description, either there or there. So you can hop in, and if you have questions, just let me know. I'm thinking, let's go back to the board here. So this has changed. We no longer have the sidebar in the board component. We just have this X Kanban here. I'm even not sure if I want to keep that component. If we take a look at the Kanban where is it? Hold on. Should be in resources, views, Kanban, index. Okay. So it's so very simple that I don't think I need a component for that, to be honest. It's more complicated. It's complicating things more than it should. So I think I'm just gonna get rid of the Kanban index component and just take this line and take it over to the board view directly. So just paste that in there, delete this, and make this 8B. How about that? Also, why do I have the header in here? It's beyond me. I really wish I could take that off. Maybe we could. I mean, maybe instead of putting this div here, in reality, the board should be only this here. Why is my mouse so slow? What is going on? Oh, this is going to drive me crazy. I bought a new mouse and I'm having issues with it. Even though it's a nice mouse, I don't know why. Sometimes it just crawls to a stop, and maybe it's OBS. Well, I'll have to deal with that. So yeah, the board view should not have the header. It should just be the board, from board to board. So maybe what I have to do is take these 2 lines, delete them from here, and take them to the dashboard. It's weird to say that here, but I found you by coincidence. Well, most of the good things in life happen by coincidence, to be honest. I'm not saying that I'm one of those, but yeah. So let's just paste that here. I can remove this header and this 2 lines, because those are basically the same thing. Indent this, indent that, and then this one, it should be the closing div. Maybe if you're interested, I could share some stuff. Oh, you were talking to Junior, I assume, about the project. Yeah, share in between you. That'll be very helpful. Okay, let's go back to the board. I feel that, yeah, there's a div here that we shouldn't have. Let's take this back. Now, should I move the board HTML from this component? Let's check. Kanban board. Yeah, it's very simple. Let's do it. So I'm going to take the content of this blade component and just put that here, delete this, and just close it with this too. And fix indentation. Oh, you were talking to me? Oh. Sorry, I'm working on a project and I believe it has some potential. Maybe if you're interested, I could share some stuff. You could share as much as you want, that's no problem. I don't know if I could help much. I do have, I mean, I'm trying to keep up with comments in Discord, as well as all of the content for the channel and my full-time job. So I will do, if you need assistance with anything on your project, post questions in your comments, or in the Discord server, and I regularly check them, and I will do my very best to help you with whatever you need. Okay, so this is how the board component looks now. We extracted the blade component and just have HTML, and I think it looks fine. It looks clean. Okay, so let me reference this back. So we have the dashboard view. Now we have a board component, and in that board component we're going to have group Livewire components. Now the add group, we said that we need this inline. So let's grab all of the contents of this component and its functionality and put it in the board component. Let's start with the content. I'm going to open add group .blade.php. I'm going to take all of its content, yank that, and then put it here. Okay, and remove this Livewire component. This does make the component looks a little bit bigger, but trust me, I tried not using a component and it just would not work. So why not? Those are kind of, they go hand in hand. They are complementary to each other. And actually, to handle the drag and drop events, well, Alpine.js does give me the functionality to drag and drop with the Xsort plugin, but I need to notify the database of the change. So Alpine does not do that. For that, I do need Livewire. So I need Alpine will allow me to drag and drop elements within the HTML, and will generate events whenever I drop something. But in order to change the database in the back end, in order to update all the sorting values in the database, I do need Livewire for that. So they do work hand in hand. They do work hand in hand. Okay, so now we have this X data here. I don't think we have to modify anything on that, except this is this is an Alpine thing. Alpine. Okay, so we do need a name now. We do need a wire model name. This will eventually go into a form, but for now we just need to move that name property from the add group component into the board component, not the test. So let's take this name, yank, and then let's go to the group Livewire component, all the way to the top, and paste that here. Yes, I was handling the sorting and list items in the database. From Alpine? I've never done that. I only use Alpine.js for client functionality. I don't know if it's has the ability to connect to the database and move stuff around. All right, so we have that name here. Let's go back to the board. So we have that wire model fixed. Oh, we do need the store method too. Let's see. Let's go back to the add group, sorry. And let's take that store method. We will need it. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I get it. So Livewire and Alpine, that's basically what I'm doing here too. Livewire for the sorting functionality, Alpine for the sorting functionality, and Livewire for all the backend stuff. And I wish you the best as well. Thank you. And you're not disturbing, not at all. I moved these. Did I move it to the right place? Okay, I just copied it. Did I copy it? Or yank. Move to the group. Mount, render. We have sort. Let's put it up here. That sort method is going to go away at some point. So let's just put it here. And eventually this sort also is going to go away. Well, kinda. We will have a form at some point. Form object, form class. Okay, we have the stored. Let's see if there's something I need to do here. Make sure that this group is imported. Well, this is a group model, actually. Yep, right here, group model. So in the stair, we create a group model using the wire name that we have here. Then we reset. I believe this reset also works on Alpine. We were using it on, yeah, this reset works. We just reset all of the properties. We should specify which one. Reset name, just in case it wants to reset my group model for some reason. And then dispatch a group created event. Now on that group created, I do want to refresh the current component, and we can achieve that. Let's go to the group view. No, not the group view. Board view. To the board. So this form is called store. And now it's going to emit. I don't know if I need that dispatch event. No, I don't think I do. Where was it? Oh, man. This is a group. I needed this in the board. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. the add group and the group library component are at the same level. So in the board component, I need the name and the store method. No, what am I doing? Jesus, I'm getting confused. Hold on. This is not at the same level. This is in here. Wait. The board has the group and then the add group. So this is the dashboard view. Okay, so then we have the board. The Livewire Kanban board. And in the board, yeah, I'm getting confused because of the things that I have that I'm not needing. Every time I try to every time I'm trying to open the board Livewire component, I end up opening the board blade component. So I should delete that. In fact, I'm going to. So resources, oh, my mouse is so slow right now, I hate it. Resources, views, components, Kanban, board, you, I don't need you anymore. Bye-bye. Try cleaning the memory maybe. Nope, still the same. It's OBS. OBS is killing me. All right, so now I don't have any board blade component anymore. I should not get confused. So this is the board view Livewire component. And here that means that on the board I need the store method and the name property. I put those in the group. So let's go back to the group blade Livewire component. And let's grab the store method. All right, check again. Now I can use just group instead of group model. Do have a name property again, along with the description. The description is probably for the task. That's going to move probably. So reset name whenever we want to add a group. And then this is what I think I don't need, because the board is going to refresh just by calling this method. So I'm going to remove it for now. Right, save. Save. Dashboard, haven't saved that, save. All right, what else do we need on the board? We have the store, we have the name, What else? Let's see. Everything else seems to be just Alpine. All right. Have we broken everything? Yes. Oh, the view. Let's just change the route right away. Maybe that'll work. Let's go to web.php. Now we need a route. Is it route view? Yeah, route view. And then here will be, this will be the route path. So it is just dashboard. We don't need this here. Okay. Everything seems to be working fine with all of those changes. So the add group form still here. Does it work? Kind of. No, it doesn't. Did it throw an error? Doesn't even submit. Okay, let's fix that. I don't see why I shouldn't. There is a store method. Why are you not working? Is it the validate? Yeah, it's validating. Don't have the message here though. And it's not changing colors, but it's failing on the validation for some reason. It's probably because this is validate, this is rule, and it needs the rule if we're not in a form class. Let's try that. Dang it. That is so strange. Is it? Oh, okay, yeah. It's failing because, and it's not giving me any errors either. It has two properties that are required, but I'm only setting name for adding a group. This description, I don't know why it's there. For adding a task. Let's get rid of that. I don't know why, don't remember why this is here. All right, let's bring back validation. Delete that, save. All right, that worked, kinda. Just need to refresh the component. I thought it was going to do it on its own, but it's not. How do we do this? Oh, I know how. This is the problem. We examine the board right now. I'm iterating over groups. In that groups, it's basically this property here. Problem is that whenever something happens in this component, that property doesn't refresh automatically. So I think the best thing we can do is just turn this into a computed property. So let's start with a public function groups. And let's turn this into a public property, sorry, computed property. And basically just to group all. Let's remove this. I don't think we need anything else in the mount, so I'm going to remove that as well. And now let's save first and let's go back to the view. And for computed properties, we need to use, what are you doing? To use this groups instead of just groups. Null given. I didn't return. Okay, let me reset the database real quick. Let's try that again. And now it works, and the things that's still open here, I can keep adding more and more, but now it refreshes automatically. Perfect. Okay, we're done with the group, I think. Group works. We still have that bug on the task, so let's keep moving. Close a few things here so that nothing gets too convoluted. Now we need to work on the contents of the group. So we need edit group, we need the task, and we need the add task component. Let's open the group first, the Livewire component. Okay, nothing too strange here. And now let's open the group Livewire view. Okay. So we now have the edit group here. It's fine. We need to expand this card and bring in all of its HTML and functionality in line here. And then the add task, it's still going to be a Livewire component, so that can stay the same. And I will probably need to turn this into a computer property as well. Let's start with the card. I'm going to open the card component. And then the card view. See this dialog here, we are going to have to move it somewhere else. We are not going to this show dialog. Yeah, we're gonna have to rethink how this dialog works. But for now, let's just grab this card, yank it out of here, and put it in the group. For readability's sake, and because I need to add this task, passing the task, I only need the task description, so I'm probably going to grab all of the HTML from this blade component and just put it here. So let's go to card and look for the resources views components. Kanban blade component here. Okay, so I'm gonna take all of this, yank, and then put it down here. Let's take this task description and just put it where the slot is. Stop moving to the end. Okay. We don't need any of these attribute things. And we're gonna just set it in line. So let's delete this. Wire to the next sort. We don't need any of that. Ooh, we needed the XOR. Hold on. Oh, we're gonna set it right away. All of this XOR, we're probably just gonna set it like XOR. This is the XOR item, which is equal to the task get key. And then we have classes, everything's fine there. And then the task description, and if we need icons or anything else, that's fine. Let's take all of these properties from the Livewire component, which we are going to remove. And then put them here. Because this is looking a little too long of a line, let's just break it down. We can get rid of this line now. Okay, let's see functionality that we need here. We're already iterating over all of the tasks for the group, the current group. And then setting the sort item to the current key. We don't need this. This is not longer a property that we need. I will keep the wire key though. Do I need to keep the wire key? No, I don't. Maybe I do? Let me think. I don't. I think if I keep the wire key, then Livewire is going to complain again about it. If I don't keep a wire key, this is just HTML rendered. And it's going to change if I sort one thing from one group to the other. And what's going to refresh is the group itself and re-render all of its HTML. Now let's turn this into a computed property. So group tasks in order get. What if we do this tasks and then go to the group. Let's add a new method called tasks. Make it computed. And then return this group tasks in order to get. Should give me the same functionality, but I'm sure that if anything happens on this component, it's going to re-render all of the tasks. See anything else? Move the position. All of that is going to the trade later. Any errors? No. Everything looks clean. Can I sort still? Ooh, I broke something. Yeah, the sort item, I put it in the wrong place. Let's see. Why is it doing it in the what? That's a sort item, yes. Why are you not grabbing it? Well, that's weird. Huh. Why are you working on this div, not the entire thing? Let me check. Probably something dumb. Sorry for the white. All right. Always do the same. It's a column, not a dot. All right, better. Broke something though. It's not sorting. Why? Wire sort. There should be a sort method in the group component, and I don't think there is. There is. Okay. It's calling the sort here. Moving it to a position. Probably need to do this group refresh. Because if you think about it, I'm working on the task. See, I'm finding the task that I need to move and then getting the group key, comparing it to the target group, working on the group relationship. I don't need this disassociate though. That's one extra line. I'm moving it to taking it out if it is a different group, associating it to another group. See, I'm just working on the task group, but the group of the group record of the current component never knows about the movement. So I need to get a fresh instance from the database, I guess. Let's see if that's the problem. Task 1. Nope. Why are you not doing it? I'm gonna open Tinkerwell and examine the group and see what's the sorting value of everything here, because there may be something is just not right. In fact, just let me get all the tasks, group, find one tasks. I want to see the sorting value of those. 0, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, it's not changing. It's so stupid. Okay, more debugging. I apologize. Oh, you know why? This is so dumb. Oh my god, it's so stupid. See, this is what happens. This actually is a humble experience, because no matter how much time you have programming, you make dumb mistakes like this one. So you don't have to feel bad if something like this happens. See, this move to position, it shouldn't be inside here. This means that I can only move the task to the target position if the groups are different. This should be down here. So I was basically just allowing to move the task into a different position if the groups were different. So sorting between groups, that's the only thing that could do. But now I can sort between groups if they are different, but I end up moving the card to a position no matter what. So yeah, that was the freaking problem. Let's try that again. There you go. No errors. Good. Refresh. Stays the same. Awesome. Can I move it to here? Yes, I can. Refresh. Stays the same. Now let's see if the bug that we had initially is still there. I can move it to here. Fine. Move it back. No errors. And now it stays where it should be. So we managed to get that bug out by simply extracting or inflating some of the components that we were nesting and just using regular either HTML or, in some cases, I would suggest if you need to put something into a blade component, it's because you're going to need to use it several times, like the input, for example. I'm using that input in several places, so it makes sense to have a blade component for it. But if the HTML is simple enough, don't put it in a component. You don't need to, if you don't need to. And if you don't need to either, don't make a Livewire component just for the sake of it, because you're gonna end up running into problems like this. All right, I think we got this, the edit group that stays there, task, and then let's work on the, can I add tasks still? Let me check. Yep. All right, that still works. I can still sort them, no problem. Can I still edit a group? Yes, that still works. Awesome. Let's work on the edit thing, because this needs we lost the ability to edit tasks. I'm clicking on them and it doesn't work, so we need to figure out a way to edit a task. So we're gonna need a new component called edit task. Let's start with that. already exist. We already have one. How does it look like? I forgot. Of course we do, because we had it in the dialog that we just removed. So probably what I want to do let me check the part Livewire component that we are no longer using. Okay. I think I need to move all of this. Let's take this show dialog, for example. And put it here. The edit task is now going to manage the dialog. We have a mount, a render, an update, reset dialog form. What I'm thinking is maybe when I click on a task from the group, I can probably dispatch an edit task event and then pass the task directly, and then the edit task component can respond to that event, receive the task, set it as its own task record here, and then open the dialog. And then when we close the dialog or when we finish the update, then reset the form and reset the task record. That should work. Let's create a method in this, where am I? Edit task. Let's create a record here. A record, a function, sorry. And let's call it set task. This is going to receive a task model. What I want to do here is set this task, sorry, this form set task to task. Do I need a task here in this component, to be honest? Everything is happening on the form. Yeah, everything is happening on the form. I set the task on the form, I update the task from the form, and if I want, I should move the create task here too. I'm already using it for updating, should be using it for creating as well. So probably I don't need this here. I have the task form. When I mount, I don't want to do this on a mount, only when I call this set task. So basically, whenever I open the dialog, I set the task, so I don't need a mount. The edit task no longer has a task record. On update, just form update. It already has a task. And then set task. I'm going to use this. In fact, let's do on edit task. So this method is going to respond to the dispatched event, edit task, and is going to receive the task as a parameter, task record. Then reset dialog form. Is open false. Let's work on the view. It's probably some things that we need to do on the edit task .blade.php because we currently don't have a dialog here. We probably need one. Let's go to the card.blade.php for the Livewire component, and let's grab X dialog. I'm gonna grab everything, but it will delete something that I don't need in this case. So yank that. And I'm gonna put it down here. So what I don't need is the open, because right now that slot only helps me if that's what I want as the thing that will open the dialog. But this dialog, I'm going to open it via code. So no need for the open. And then for see how the panel, the content of this dialog was the edit task form. So all I need to do is grab the form from up here, put it here, delete that, and now we have a dialog which is wired model to the dialog show dialog property that I already have in my edit task component. Show dialog equals false. Then I have a panel, so the content of this dialog is the actual edit task form, which is going to submit to update, which I already have here. Update. Wired model to the form description, that's fine. We still have the form there. Error messages tied to the form. And then when we click, this is going to change, because right now if we click the cancel, we just need to set change inside this. We just need to set open equals false. Why open equals false? This dialog component has a property, an Alpine property called open, which is the one that controls the opening and closing. And that open property is connected to the Livewire property show dialog. So whenever one changes, the other one changes as well. This is why the wire there is a wire modelable, X-modelable property in this component. So these two are welded together. So when we click cancel, we just set this to false, and the dialog closes. Now we just need a way to open it though. Let's go to edit task, and we should probably do it here. So when we respond to the edit task, we set the task on the form, and then we set this show dialog, which is this property here, and we set it to true. And when we change that, then the Alpine.js property changes as well, and the dialog will open. Then on the update, if we want to close the dialog, we should probably just set show dialog to false. Do I need to refresh or do anything on anywhere? So when the task is updated, the group should refresh. But that probably will happen because I'm using a computed property though. We'll see. I don't see anyone responding to this right now. We'll try it with it, see if it works, and then if we remove it and it still works, then we didn't need it. Do we have any errors? No. What if I click? I still need to dispatch that event. Let's go to group.blade.php, and right here, what do I do? Can I do wire click and just to dispatch I need to let's see if it works. Can I pass the task like this? Let's find out. No. Okay, so I probably need to do task get key. Oh, this is come on. Task. Still doing nothing though. Am I responding to that event? Not. Okay, let's try something different. Why can't I click on this? Okay, it's reacting. You can see, maybe I'm just doing the dispatching wrong. Let me check. Let's go real quick to the documentation for Livewire. Events. Events, dispatching Livewire events from Alpine. Oh, okay. I can use this. But the second parameter must be an object. So let's try that. So this would be edit task. Parameter name is task. Oh my God, why are you not working? Oh dear God. It will be better if I make use of the component at some point, isn't it? Yeah, so just go back to the dashboard and actually make or render the edit task component. And that should do something. Okay. Where did it die? Okay, so it's doing a reset dialog form right away. And it's because of the X effect. We don't really have a task anymore. Let's do this. We just need to set. We just need to reset the form. Like so. Just reset the form, reset the error back, and we should be good to go. Why are you showing up? Why are you there? That's strange. Maybe I have to put everything inside the dialog? Yeah. I'm using X effect here, trying to react to the open property, but that is part of the dialog. So this has to go inside. And bring the closing one too. And fix indentation. Wait, not here. There. So now the root of the element is a dialog and a dialog panel that has all of the content. This dialog panel here is in the wrong place. So are you. Okay, it's gone. Awesome. Click on one, nothing happens. I hate you. All right. More and more debugging. Why are you not reacting though? Oh, because I have to import that thing. It wasn't there. Was that it? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, okay, moving forward, moving forward. Let's remove this thing here. Click on this one. All right, we get task number 2. If we click cancel, we are not closing. Why not? Click escape, it closes, but the cancel button is not doing its job. So let's go back to edit task. Here. Ah, I'm using wire click. It's not wire click, it's add click. This is Alpine.js. Okay, click this, cancel, close this. Escape, not working again. Why not? Escape is not working, probably because there is no... What do you mean? Why is escape not working? This works. This works. Escape is not. Do I have to add that myself? Seems counterintuitive. Let's see. Already forgot how to do this. 1 second. Keyboard events. Key up, escape. Oh, weird. Escape's not working. Everything else is, except that. Can I modify the task? Save. Refresh. It is, but it's not refreshing anything yet. So I need to close the dialog and refresh, but it's not doing it. No, that's not gonna work. Update the task, save, it's closing, but we need to refresh the group. How do we do this? How about we go to the group view. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna say X data here, and then X, let's just say on, where was it? Task updated. Task updated. Can I just say refresh? No. How about Y refresh? And let's make this window. Still no, we have an error here. Refresh is not defined. Okay, then Y refresh. Okay, that worked. So basically all I did was I'm setting X data here just so that this is initialized as a live Alpine.js component, and then I can use this X, responding to the task updated event on a window level, because this is happening in a different component in a different place. And then since we are in Alpine.js, I can reference wire, and wire has a refresh just like we're doing down here, but this is a directly from Livewire. And here we are working within Alpine, so I have to reference wire and then use the refresh method, which allows me to react to a dispatched event from a different component in a different place using Alpine.js. I wonder if the X data is required though. It's not. Okay. Cool. So I don't need to add the X data. It's just going to react to it anyway. So now I can edit any task from anywhere. And I just have one dialog component at the very top of the list, at the very top of the document. Okay, let me check real quick. We're close to the end, guys. Sorry for all of the problems. That's development life, you know, dealing with bugs. Hopefully I'm being able to solve all of them without too much trouble. So we have the add group, we have the add task. Task is in line, edit group 2, edit task is fine. I think we are at the place where we can attempt to sort the groups. This is the fun part. Okay, first, let's add the Alpine.js functionality so that we can get a group, grab it, and move it. So that means that the board will have the sort, will be the sort parent. I'm gonna close this. And let's open board.blade.php. And yeah, let's set this main tag as the sortable group by just saying x sort, right? Now each group will have the x sort item. So let's head into the group view. And just like we have this xsort item down here, we are also going to have an xsort item maybe at the top. Let me clean this up a bit. Do I want it at the top? I probably do. Let's try that. Let's add. No, not here. How about that? No errors on the console. And can I grab the one? No. Not yet. Why? think. So in the group, we have the sort here just before each of the for each element for all of the tasks. This is strange. I wonder if it doesn't do anything without a handler though. Let me check. Let's do a console log. Can grab the task, but if I grab this one, oh, now it's working. Okay. Yeah, it has to have like something to do, and it's going to console log there. Okay, so that was the problem. Didn't have a handler. Okay, so we are able to grab groups, move them around. Awesome. Now comes the database part, because we now need to have sorting values for each group, which I don't think we have. Let's do this. I'm going to duplicate a bunch of code only to remove it later when we have the sortable trait. Okay, so just know that everything is going to be condensed on a trait when we are done, but for now we're going to duplicate a few lines of code. For example, I'm going to copy the contents of this and put it inside here. Did I lose the? Yeah, I probably did. Yeah. So we are going to need another sort method in the board component, with the exception that we don't need a group, because the groups themselves are not part of any group, so there will be no group, no sorting between groups. So we can probably just delete this part here, and we just need to pass item and position. Now we do need an item though, so we need to go back into, hold on, we don't need that or that. There you go. Save that, and let's go into groups. And we're going to need an XOR item like this one. So I'm going to copy that, but we're going to put it in here. So this is the sort item, but instead of task, this will be a group. like so. So now we have the item in the position. Now we need the sort method in group. So I'm gonna go to the inboard, sorry. I'm gonna go to the group component and just grab these two methods, sort and move to position. Again, this is duplicating code, but it's going to be, we're going to fix it. So I'm gonna copy this, move into board, and right at the end here, I'm gonna put those two. Remove this extra parameter that we don't need anymore. And since we are not going to do any comparing between groups, I can just remove this whole section here. Now, this is not going to be a group, a task. This is going to be a group. So we can say group model, I think. Or is it group? Just group. Group find group ID. Like that. So we're going to get a group. We're going to get the target position, and then we're going to do move position with that group to the target position. And here we're going to change those names as well. Let's change that to group. This, oh, come on. Okay, this one too. Anyone else? Yes. Okay, let's see. We don't need this line because we are working directly in a group. And we are saying group update the sort position, which we are going to add in just a second. So we take the sort position, move it to -1. Now here we needed to get the tasks for the group, but in this case we just need the group itself. We don't need any subqueries for it, so I probably can get away with just this query. So group query gives me the query builder for the model, and on that query builder I can just do a where between, because I'm just looking for the sort positions of those groups so that I can reorder them. So group query where between sort, that stays the same, and then I can rename this to groups. Like that. Looks good. Okay. Now we can modify the group groups migration. So let's go to create groups table, and let's add that sort to this table. Table integer sort. Now, because we have a sort, we also need a way to set the default value for this sort directly in the model. So we are going to need to go to the task model, which already has that how do we call this? I forgot the name for this, but basically just setting the value when we are creating a model. So let's grab this and put it also in the group model. In this case, we are working with a group. And again, we are not using the tasks, so we can just change this to group query. So group model, group, then give me the, wow, I'm forgetting all the words now. Give me the query, get the max sort value, query builder. And here we can say group sort, and set the last position, sorry, the sort position to either 0 or the last sort position plus 1. That should work. And in fact, let's make sure that it does, because if I reset the database now, migrate fresh seed. Oh, we have an error here. Did I not save? I didn't save this. Save that and try again. All right, no errors. That means that all of the tables were created. Let me make sure that we have the right sort values for all of the groups. We have 2 groups and sort value 0 and sort value 1. Perfect. So sort values, we have sort values. Now, what else do we need? I think nothing. Let's give it a try. Technically, we should be able to move this to here. The page has expired. All right. That was weird. All right, because I refreshed the database. Okay, let's add another group here. Done, just for testing. This should be sort position 3. Let me just make sure. 2, sorry, sort 2. So I should be able to, whoop, nope, didn't work. Did it have an error or something? Sort 5? What the heck are you doing? 4, 0? Okay. Right, first of all, let's reset that database again. Let's see what is going on. So it's obviously updating the sort value, but I don't know why it's moving it so weirdly. So group find, let's see. Start with this one. Can you find that group? And the answer is yes. Attributes. ID2, sort 1. Okay. This is fine. Now move to position, to target position. Didn't test that, but that's fine. We pass that group and the current position. Let's see. So what's the target position? Are you grabbing that? Okay. So it should be 0. Yes. All right, that's working. Then we get to here. Current position is 1, target position is 0. Group update, sort. Oh, that's the problem. Sort is not. We go to the board model, not the board model, the group model. We need to add this to the fillable array. All right, try that again. Did I remove the DD? Let me make sure. Yeah. I grab this, move it over here. Is it staying like that? No. Oh, there is one DD. Where is it? Oh, of course you have to save. Come on. Try that again. In progress, move here. Oh man. Oh man. Why are you not doing it? Oh, I did save it. Huh. Okay, let's reset the database just in case. Probably just move the numbers are weird again. Okay. Now. You're not getting there? How? Ouch. That's what I meant to do. Okay, you're doing that fine. Because it's in a transaction, you should go back. 0, 1. Okay. So you are setting that fine. Now what happens here? should get only one. Oh, there's no all in that. Right. Okay, yeah, it's a collection of one item. Oh, hold on. So that's fine. This one is the 0, sort 0, which should be incremented to 1. Okay. Still do this. Yeah, got incremented, that's fine. And then group update sort to target sort position. Okay, so that's happening. Forgot one of those. So weird, everything is happening up until this point. To do is sort 1, in progress it's, oh, I know what's happening. So yeah, the sorting is updating, everything is happening as it should be, but because I'm not getting those values in order as I do with the tasks, they just show up in the order that they were created. So ID 1 and ID 2. Oh my God. So let's go to the task model and let's grab this scope in order. Jesus, copy that, go back to the group model, put that at the end. And then let's go to the board where we get the list of groups as a computed property, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so here I want to do in order get. And then reset the database. That's why the numbers were incrementing so much, because target position was still being 2 and move it to, sorry, it was still 1 and moving it to 0, 1 to 0, 1 to 0, and it was doing some weird stuff. Reset the database. Check here what's going on. Query must be what? Oh, I didn't import the builder class. Illuminate database eloquent builder, I think. So we have to do in progress, move in progress here, and it stays like that, and we did it. All right, now we can move groups all over the place, and we have achieved what we wanted. First thing that we want. Still one thing to go, and I know it's been a long road, but we are almost there. How much time? 2 hours. Wow, this one was a long one, but it's a satisfying one as well. So now what we need is to clean up the code and add a sortable trait. So let's do that. It should be easy. Okay, so let's begin by adding that trait. I'm going to create a new file inside app, and let's create a new folder first. Let's call it traits, and let's make a new file in here, and let's call it sortable.php. Namespace app traits, and then trait. The trait name would be sortable. All right, so now we need to move all of the functionality that we need for anything that wants to be sortable. We need it here, and this is going to be added to a model, by the way. So let's start with go back to the task. Not the task, the task. Let's move this booted thing from the model itself into the sortable trait. Instead of booted though, this will be called boot sorted, which is basically the same thing. When we have a trait and we want that trait to have this same booting functionality or life cycle event, then you call it boot and the name of the trait, and this will be executed when the model is booted with the trait. And we can have a creating method here instead of task though. This will be used on any model, so we can just call this model, import Illuminate database eloquent model, because it's going to be on any model, and instead of task, let's call this record. And let's make some substitutions. Record sort. So this assumes that the model for the database table has a sort column, and which is a safe assumption if we are assigning this to a model class that we want it to be sortable. So there has to be a sort column in that model. Oh, and this, by the way, you see how we are looking for group tasks? We're going to change this to something like this. Every model is going to have a query builder that is going to be used to get all of the sortable items in that model. In the case of task, is going to be the group tasks of that task, and in the case, because those tasks belong to groups, but in the case of a group, it's just going to be the query builder. So let's change this to, instead of record group task, let's create a method that is going to be called get sortable query. And down here, let's create a method. Yes, create a new method called get sortable query. And here we're going to return, oh, what did I do? Okay. Here I'm going to return, by default, this is going to be assigned to a model. So by default, I just want to have the query builder for that model. And when we assign this to any model, then we have the option to override this function get sortable query to provide the actual query that we need for all of the sortable items that we want to interact with, to get the maximum sort value, and also to change the position or get the group of things that we want to reorganize when we are grabbing things around. So by default is going to be this query, but we are going to modify this when we add the sortable trait to the task model. So by default, we get the query builder, and then we get the maximum sort value, and then we set the sort value to 0 or the last sort position +1 when we are creating the model. Now, let's grab the move to position. So let's go to group, first of all. And let's grab this sort, no, hold on. Let's grab move to position, all of that method. And let's actually delete it from here. And let's put it down here. All right. Let's start working on this. First of all, we don't need to pass a task because this is part of a model, so the task becomes this. So I'm going to select task, select the other one, task. Well, hold on. Select this one, that one, that one, that one, and that one, that one, and that one, and that one. So all of that becomes group, not group, sorry. This. And we don't need to pass that to the DB transaction because we can use this within this scope here. So current position equals to this sort. That stays the same. And then in the DB transaction, we only take the current and the target position. This we don't need. This we can replace with, see how we're getting the group tasks? We can just replace with get sortable query. So this get sortable query again. And on that query builder, which is going to be different between the group and between the group model and the task model, on that query we get the where between to get all of the items that we want to let's call this sortable items. And on those sortable items, we're going to do a decrement or an increment. And then we're going to do this update on the sort value to the target position. So all of that except this we don't need. All right. So now this is what we can do. We're going to save this and we're going to go to the group Livewire component. No, we're going to go to the task model first, and we are going to assign that sortable trait. Why are you on visual mode? Okay, we are going to, can you get out of visual there? Thank you. Assign sortable trait to model, which means that we don't need the booted anymore. Or before I do that, let me add this public function get sortable query. And this is like I mentioned before, this is the method in the sortable trait that I want to override to get the actual sortable query that this model needs, which is return this group tasks. Right? Because I want to work on the tasks from the group this task belongs to. All right. Now I can delete this because it's part of the sortable trait. And what else? We can probably move the scope as well. Every sortable, every model that is sortable should have a scope in order in it. So we can probably just move it to the trait itself. So I'm going to delete this from here, save it. Let's go to the sortable trait and let's put it over here. So now the model looks pretty nice. Let's add this sortable trait to the group as well. And let me remove things that I don't need here. I don't need this builder anymore. Let's open the group model. Head over to the top, add the sortable trait. We don't need this booted anymore. Oh, and notice because we are using group query, we don't really need to override the get sortable query method because that one is already giving me the query builder from this model by default. So there is no overriding required. We have the task. We can remove the scope in order as well. And that's all we need in the group model. Awesome. Save that. Now we can go to the group Livewire component and we can say we find the task, we compare the groups. This we still need to do, but instead of this move to position, now we can change that to task move to position, and we no longer have to pass the task to this method. So the task is going to move itself to the correct position. We are going to find the correct group and then associate this task to that group. And here as well, we can say task, move to position, target, position. That's for the task. Let's do the same thing on the board for the groups. We can get rid of this move to position method from here. because right now that's on the trait. We find the group and we just need to say group, move to position, target position. Looks a lot cleaner, isn't it? No code repetition. Everything should be working nicely now. Maybe not. Must be of type app traits builder. Oh, I'm missing an import in the sortable trait. Illuminate database eloquent builder. There you go. So now, can we sort in the same group? Yes, we can't. Missing another import in the trait. Almost there, almost there. Import DB. So we can sort in the same group. We can sort in between groups. We can take this back here. We can sort groups among themselves and everything stays in place. And we have success. Thank you for staying all the way. And I know this was a long one, but we needed this. We need this to get right in order to continue, because from now on, we are going to start adding stuff to this thing to complement it, like adding projects, probably making the search work and a bunch of other stuff. But the core functionality now works. We can add more. Oh, we broke this one. Integrity constraint violation, group sort. Did we lose the... Yeah, we lost the ability to create models for some reason, but that I think I'm going to solve next week. We have gone for long enough. We can sort things. We'll solve the dependencies on this. I'm probably misspelling this booting up method. I'll give you the solution to that bug next week. Probably something very easy. For now, we can move stuff around, and that's a success in my book. So thank you for staying all the way. If you found any of this helpful, you know what to do. Give me a like, it's always helpful, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.